Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're connecting from. I'm very excited to have you on this show today, Making a Difference Every Day with Sandra Oko. And we have a special guest with us. Her name is Alfredo. But before I bring her on board, I'd like to just introduce what the show is all about, making a difference every day. We're called out to make a difference. We're called out to stand out. We're called out. We all have the skill and the gifting in us that makes us different in our world. We're a unique being. And so we're called out to be an impact in our world. We're called out to touch lives around us, to inspire people. And we're here to use our story to help others who are still coming behind us. And before we go into the show proper, I'd just like to introduce myself. My name is Sandra Uko. I'm a Maxwell Leadership Certified Team Member, Speaker, Coach, and Trainer. I'm a member of the Toastmasters, Vice President, Public Relations, also a best-selling author and IT sales expert of over 20 years. And just recently, I got the Presidential Lifetime Award. And I am so grateful for life. I'm thankful. And I also want to thank our viewers and supporters. Thank you for being there. Thank you for supporting us. And thank you for being there. Because without you being there, I don't think we'll be here showing or coming, bringing any guests to speak to us. And today we have no other person than Alfreda Gibson. She'll be telling us a story, what worked for her, what thing worked for her, so we can learn from her, glean from her, and so that we do not need to reinvent the wheel. We do not need to fall into the same pitfalls she did, and just glean on her, ride on her experience to get higher to where God wants us to be. Thank you so much. The next person you get to see is Alfreda Gibson herself. Thank you, Mal. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I just want to leave the introduction to you. You can sell yourself better than I do. So just tell us about yourself, what you do, and how you've been doing it, and what is working out for you.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Alfreda Gibson. I am a senior tax associate at one of the big four accounting firms. Now, if anyone had said that I would be specializing in the field of tax like about 2 or 3 years ago, I would look at them as if they were crazy, because that was definitely not the path I chose. When I started my educational journey, I actually started in the field of chemistry, because at the time, that's what I was passionate about. I saw myself being a chemist working in one of the big laboratories in the States, creating some groundbreaking invention, but that was not the case. When I was in maybe my last semester in college, I started to feel a bit disconnected, like, what am I doing? Because I no longer felt that passion or that drive, but I stuck with it because I didn't know what else to do. When I graduated, I started working as a laboratory technician. And again, that feeling of void came through, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. So for a while, I took, I guess, whatever job was available to me. I started working as a customer service rep. And strangely enough, I started to feel that passion again. At the time, I didn't understand why, but now I realize that my passion really lies in helping people. And that's perhaps why I gravitated so much towards customer service, because in that area, you're able to assist someone in need and just being able to empathize with whatever problem it was that they were having. And I found that I really enjoyed that. So while I worked at the water company in customer service, I also got an opportunity to assist in their finance department. And I thought, maybe this can be an area that I grow in and develop a career in. And so I did my bachelor's of arts in business admin with an emphasis in accounts. I started studying for my CPA exam. It was so difficult because with me studying for my CPA exam, I wasn't exactly in the, I guess, environment that was suitable for preparing someone who was studying for a certified public accounting designation. The proper environment would have been an accounting firm. I just recently started working in an accounting firm like about 2 years ago. So maybe had I had that experience when I first started, I think the journey would have been a lot easier for me. But it was
True.
certainly a humbling journey because it taught me a lot about myself. The fact that when I know that it is something that I want to pursue, no matter how hard or how difficult it gets, I just keep going. I might fail, yes, but I'm going to pick myself up, dust myself off, and keep trying until I get it right. And because pursuing a certified public accounting designation was something that I really, really wanted, it didn't matter how many times I failed. For each time, I got up and I said, I'm going to keep trying until I get it. And eventually, yes, I did get it. And I was so happy when that day came. So, for anyone out there who is studying for some exam and you feel as if you just aren't getting it, I would just encourage you, please don't ever give up. If it's something that you really, really want, don't give up. Just keep going for it.
Awesome.
And
Awesome. That's great.
yeah,
Great to know that you don't give up on anything that is great. Most especially if it's your passion, your calling. You know, it says a righteous man shall fall, would fall 7 times and still get up and rise up again. So we may not to just sit down where we fail, but to get up. There's a lot to learn in failures than to learn in success. So failure takes you back to your drawing board to find out
yes,
what you did or what you didn't do right. So, having that mindset of making it, yeah, and that's a great one. Congratulations on the change and the transition. When you said it, I
thank
said
you.
I was going to say that to you before diving into. Congratulations on the move, and I know that it's not an easy one. I know it's going to come with challenges, but great to know that you were able to go through the difficult moments, and today you're doing well in that subject matter.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I can feel it because once you have a passion for something, there will always be that fear that are you sure this is what you want to do? And most especially when you fail in it and you're able to get yourself together, put yourself together to rise up, to go through the difficult moments, then you are on your way to success. And that's why I say to everyone, there is no God, the life was never promised to be a bed of roses. There'll be difficult moments, there's going to be turbulence, there's going to be ups and downs, there's going to be obstacles. But in the midst of obstacles, you can still go through it and come out stronger. And what this does, he makes you come out better and stronger. And sometimes I use
Definitely.
the subject matter, the insect, butterfly. The butterfly at a particular stage of its life, when the butterfly is a beautiful insect, but at a particular stage of its life, the butterfly is building stamina for its wings to be able to fly. And the moment you have the butterfly to break the shell and the butterfly comes out, the butterfly is not able to fly any longer. The butterfly
Yeah,
becomes an insect that cannot fly. So a lot of times when we go through our difficult moments, they are meant to make us. So at that process of the butterfly, the breaking of the shell and coming out of the shell is to build the muscles to be able to swing its wings. So the moment uh, the butterfly is helped, the butterfly is not able to achieve that. So it is with man. So when we go through difficult moments, they are meant to actually build us stronger, make us come stronger, come out stronger. And sometimes not just for ourselves. We go through stuff because of ourselves and because of all this coming around us. God has placed us in the family. He said God places the solitary in family. So there's a reason why God has placed us amongst group of people. And that's because there's something He wants us to impact. And that's why we're called servant leaders. We're not just leaders, boss leaders. We're actually servant leaders. We're here to serve. We're here to help others to become their best version. So thank you so much
definitely.
for that story and the transition from being a customer service, a people's person, to doing accounting. It's a whole 360-degree change. It has
It
nothing to
was.
do with human relation all the way to accounting. And I was, oh my God, I dropped my heart for you because I know what accounting is. There's going to be a lot of calculation, debit in, the right leg. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to do it, but I was a science-based person. I love to work in the lab. When you said lab, I was like, oh my God, that's a lovely one.
When I first entered college, I thought it would have been such an interesting career choice, working in the laboratory. When I did an intern at the police forensic science laboratory for about 3 months, and it was such an interesting experience. I thought everything was going to be like that, but that was not the case. When I actually went out there into the real world and got my first job working in a laboratory, I said, no, this is not exactly what I thought it was going to
Oh
be.
my God. And, and you know, one of the reasons is because you're in the lab. It's different from when you meet people on a day-to-day basis, customer service. You're smiling, you're helping people to get,
Yes,
to get over their issues and their problems. So you're like, you're happy, solving problem for people. But in the lab, you're in the lab trying out some specimen, checking the specimen, writing reports. It's just you and the research work you're doing.
isolated.
Or maybe one or
That's the,
two colleagues are alongside with you. It's
yep,
not like when you're in the marketplace, talking and addressing a lot of people. That's a great
yeah.
one. So I want to find out, what was the captivating attraction for you in accounting? Was there something maybe like a bank or something you wanted to get that made that shift?
Yeah, definitely. Well, from a very young age, I always wanted to own my own business. And I wanted to be in a position where I really understood the dynamics, not just from a business perspective, but also from an accounting perspective, because I wanted to ensure that even if I at some point hired someone to keep my books, I would have had the knowledge to be able to look at those books and just do my own checks and balances without having to rely on someone else to tell me what the numbers mean. I wanted to be able to look at the numbers and I wanted to know what it said for myself. And so that's one of the reasons why I actually went into the accounting field with that mindset, that view that, at some point I would be my own my own business. Now I do have a side business. It's seasonal. It's something that I started. It was actually in an effort to get closer to my grandmother, who was such a source of strength and inspiration for me. She always made our school uniforms, and I was always that grandchild that was always behind her, just learning basically everything that she did. And so when she got sick, she was diagnosed with cancer. I
Hmm.
enrolled in
So
a few
sorry.
classes just in an attempt to get a bit closer to her, just doing something that I know that she would have liked. After she passed, that's when I started my own business. It's called Bright Real and Totally Zealous Students. It's just basically me making school uniforms for kids. But in doing that, I feel a bit close to her still. Like there's some connection. Um, so yeah, pretty soon it's going to. I'm nurturing it right now, but it's going to be it's going to expand pretty soon. I'm just trying to develop the necessary skill sets that I would need to take it from where it currently is now to where I would really want it to be.
Yeah,
But
you're
that's
talking
still a
about
work
the
in
uniform
progress.
business, I guess.
I'm sorry?
You're talking about the uniform business.
Right.
So it's just a matter of time. One of the reasons a lot of people don't start what they want to start is the business starting it up. And now that you've already started it, your grandmother has already initiated it. All you need to bring online on board will be strategies and means of expanding the business and doing it on a whole new level.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of time. So I'm sure in the next few months, few years, you'll be there. So,
Definitely.
what really matters is having the mindset that you want to do something, and venturing. A lot of times people want to do something, but they just sit down and expect everything to work out for them. But you need to take action. So taking action and taking the right move. And there's this word that says attention and focus brings passion. And passion brings about movements, emotions, actions. So what you're focused on achieving, if you have all your focus and all your attention on that particular field, you find that your passion in ensuring that you succeed comes alive. And once you can see the passion, then the passion will drive you to back it up with actions, thinking of ways and people you need to reach out to make that business a success.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome. During the time of your move, can you tell me a time when you had a difficult moment and how you went through it? Did you feel like
When
throwing in the
I
towel and just say, "Oh, I'm done"? What did you do, and how did you weather the storm?
I had many moments where I was just ready to throw in the towel. And to be quite honest with you, when I went to sit my very last exam, that was the time when I said, you know what, I'm just done, because I was taking these exams took not only a mental toll on me, but financially it was tough. And I was literally down to my very last. I took my last to book my flight to go to the exam center. It, that was rock bottom for me. And for me, that particular point, it was, if it didn't happen then, I didn't know if I would have been able to, because financially, I was not able to go further. But that was the time when I passed, and that that was it.
Also, and you know that I think I had a, okay. This is a story that says when it is hottest or when it is darkest, the light shines bright, even brighter. When you think, "Oh my God, I've tried all I know how to do," that's when God steps in. God.
God
God doesn't want
definitely
anyone
came
to share
through
His
for me there.
glory. You want to say something?
No, I said God really came through for me. I just relied solely on Him. I said, Lord, you know exactly what the situation is. I beg of you, please.
Help me!
And
Oh my
yes, He came
God!
through.
And He came through. He's a ready help in time of need. I will always tell
He
you that.
always,
Very
yes,
ready, ever
always
present help. And a
ever
lot of
present.
times, where when we struggle, it's just because God wants us to try all we can.
Definitely.
When you get to the level where you say, "Oh God, it's all over to you," when you yield the control to Him, God steps in. And that's because one,
Definitely.
He wants to take the glory. He doesn't want to share His glory with anyone. So oftentimes I try to just, learn to say, okay, my process, give me the grace to go through this process because the
Hmm.
process could be tough, but going through your process, enjoying the process, learning all you need to learn is key. You know?
Hmm.
And there are two things people will often tell you. Challenges is meant to bring out the best in you or to mar you. So you have to choose what direction. So we have the power to make choices, either to allow our challenges to make us or bring us down, or for our challenges to bring us better and stronger. So you choose what route you want to go through. And so the fortitude and the stamina to go through your moments, it's a great one. And that's why I tell everyone who goes through pain and difficult moments, where there is no pain, there is no gain.
It's no pain.
Where there is no test, there is no testimony. You have
Yeah,
to be tested. You have to be sure that, okay, this is the stuff you're made of. You are able to go through it. Because I think a lot of times, if we have everything we ask God for, some of us probably won't serve Him because
that
we're
that
not
is true.
matured enough. Because sometimes we're asking based on our selfish reasons. We're not asking
Hmm.
because we want to use it to be a blessing to others. So a lot of times God knows us and sees us through. So we just need to, trust God all the way, give Him all that we need to, and just look up to Him until He steps in. And that's why
Yeah.
when He says, bring your yoke, cast your yoke upon me, and take upon my you upon you my yoke, for my yoke is light. So whatever burden we go through, whatever difficult moments, God is asking us, even at this time, to bring it to Him, to exchange
Yes.
for ease. His is lighter. His is better. His will give you ease and rest of mind. So in exchange, whatever your troubles are, whatever your challenges are, whatever the difficult moments are, God is saying, bring it to me. I'm ready to take it up on myself. Because a lot of times we want to carry our problem ourselves. We want to fight the battles ourselves. And either to, there's little we can do. And that's why, when I read the good book and I read stories about people going to war, rather than going to war ready for battle, they go about praising and worshiping God. And eventually they win the battles even much more. So fighting the battles of these times with the help of God is only what will make a difference. We're in difficult and negative moments. But beyond those negative moments, God has called us to shine as a light. So you want to ask yourself, are you shining? What are you doing right now? What are you doing, to represent God? And because we are all ambassadors, we're here to represent Him. So what are we doing right now, to glorify Him, to bring glory to Him, that people can see and say, oh, this is a child of God, or this person is representing God. So during those moments, there are moments we have to just trust God. So I wanted to tell us a time where after trusting God, things worked out for you, and how have you celebrated? Because I often tell people that those little steps you take, they're meant to motivate you. Those little achievements that you have, they're meant to keep you going. Because when you achieve one milestone, you are propelled to doing the next one. And before you know it, you're at the end of the goal, achieving all you want to. Can you just tell us or share an experience with us?
Sure. Again, I have many experiences, but one that is quite dear to me. I always wanted to own my own home, and I didn't know how it was going to happen. I've always been really good at saving, but it just never seemed to be enough. And basically, from going through my experience with my CPA exam, that experience taught me to trust on God. You take the necessary steps, even though you cannot see the final outcome. Take the steps, and God is going to basically show you the path. You just have to take the steps in faith.
True.
And so my steps towards becoming a homeowner, I did what I had to do in terms of saving, even though at the time it was not enough. And when I went to the banks, they said, you don't have enough. I still took the steps by saying, okay, this is what I have. What do I need? What is it that I need to get to where I need to be? And so they would tell me what the criteria was. Again, walking in faith, I just took those steps blindly. Today, it's only by the grace of God that I am currently in my home. The way that I celebrate is what I'm doing right now. I have my family over. We are celebrating right now. We're having a family dinner right now. Everyone is in the room, and this is how I celebrate. Every opportunity I get to invite my family and my friends over just so that we can have that time together, I do it. I take advantage of it because it's those simple things, it's those small moments with the people that we love and that we care about and who loves and cares about us that matters. It's the small things. And that's how I celebrate every day, by doing those small things every day.
That's true. Every day is meant to be celebration. Thanking God for every little moment, getting together with all the people to share in your testimonies, how you went through stuff. And also, this is not just only for yourself, but also to encourage others, to make them see what God is doing, and God, if God can do it in you, God can do it in others. That's a great one.
Definitely.
That's a great one. Yes, I appreciate you sharing your story with us. And before we call it a day, it's just a simple and a brief session in hearing what you've done. I'm sure maybe our next episode will be bringing you to tell us about money, how to save money as a tax consultant. So we can learn from you. You can teach us how we can invest in the coming year, because I know that in the coming year, That the people, strategies, people are having quiet moments, people are having retreats to plan for 2024. And we will want to glean and hear from you on how to plan in the next few weeks as we step into the new year. So before we
Definitely.
continue, you said something?
No, I said I would definitely be interested in coming back to share those tips with you.
Yeah, and before we call it a day, maybe you have a story to tell us that is different from all I've asked. Sometimes the questions we ask may not bring out all the stories we need to hear. So before we call it a day, and for our guests who probably will be joining just now to watch your video, maybe that story, you never know which story would, turn them around. So maybe you have a unique story you want to use to wrap it up, and we'll call it a day.
Yeah, I would just like to say that me sitting down doing this interview with you is something that I would never have done because I always let fear hinder me from doing a lot of things that I wanted to do. And I realized that when we allow fear to hinder us, we're not growing, we're not embracing the changes that comes with life. We miss out on a lot. And so I made the determination to, even though I'm maybe scared or nervous to do something, I'm going to at least try it or to at least make an attempt. And so just how I would encourage anyone, whereby like if it's something that you are really passionate about, something that you really want to do, you keep going, keep trying. In that same vein, if it's something that you're afraid to do, just do it. Don't overthink it. Don't put limitations on yourself. Just trust that God will see you through and you just take those steps. And you would be so amazed at what the outcome would be. Well, you would never know unless you try. So I would just say, don't put limitations on yourself. Don't ever stop. Just keep going. Whatever it is that you're currently working on, just keep going. Don't doubt yourself. Just do it. Just do what you want to do and keep going. Believe in yourself.
That's true. That's awesome. Nothing venture, nothing gain. If you don't try out something new, you would have no gain. And so taking risk is part of the game. Trying out new things, you will only I think I read a book that says mistakes is another way of doing things differently. You can
Definitely.
fail, you can make mistakes, but this is another way. And you will never know that mistake can become, a Nobel Prize. It might just be a different way of doing something that you could have done. But yes, it was a mistake, but it turned out around for your good. So I often will tell people, do not allow fear to creep you. Fear would always be there, but do it afraid. If you check out on a toddler who is trying to work, when he tries to stand, he's wobbling. He's afraid that he's going to fall, but he does it all the same. And the next moment, you see him running around, kicking a ball, jumping up. That's because he went doing it afraid. So, whatever we
Yeah.
want to do in the days ahead and in the years to come, yes, there will be fear, but you have to silence the voice of the fear and take it with great stride, venture, try it out, and the worst that can ever happen is you fail. Yes, you fail, pick up yourself again, try it again. And as you keep trying it and trying it, you're building fortitude. You're getting stronger. You're learning new ropes and new ways to do things. And before you know it, you are at the other side, successfully smiling and jubilating. So I want to thank our viewers. I want to thank our guests for being on this show. Thank you for making that time, for being with us. I really do appreciate you. I would
Thank you.
chat to you just immediately we'll finish, just to find out when you're coming to talk to us about the money aspects. Thank you so much for making our time. And thank you, our viewers. Please, if you're just joining us for the first time, please kindly like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can often get more update from us whenever we are online. And it is said that a leader is one who knows it and shares it with others. So meaning that what we have learned today, we can share with others by being a blessing. You can share the link with others so that they can glean and learn from our guest today. Thank you so much and do have a blessed and a restful weekend.
Thank
Rest of
you.
it. Thank you. Bye.
Are you thinking of how to publish your book on Amazon or how to get your published book to become an Amazon bestseller book? Dip Insight Books is the perfect in-between solution in transforming your ideas into a book. We can help you with all the complicated parts of publishing, such as process TO transformation. What we do: full manuscript evaluation, receive quality assurance edit, full copy edit and final proofread to remove spelling and grammar mistakes, oversee your cover design, create your interior layout, publish and distribute your book, lock down your marketing strategy. Ghostwriting, where there is no manuscript. Our goal is to help you publish your book promptly. Contact us today at 404-740-9091. Email us at info@dipinsightworld.com. To start the submission process, check us out at www.books.dipinsightworld.com and submit your details. You can visit our Facebook page at Dip Insight World.
If you've made it this far into this video, thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe so you can support your girl. Thank you.